Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why you may not like it here in Cambodia. Okay, I think all 5, I got my notes of course, I think all 5 things are valid and for a lot of people and other people and not so much of a concern, but I want to go through them, and at the end I want to talk a little bit about if you want to go visit home on a, annual or whatever, so a little extra information there. Well, welcome back to Autumn in Asia, Cambodian style. 5 reasons why you might not like it here in Cambodia. And I'm going to go through each one of them, and let's do this. Okay, number 1 reason, okay, very valid, bothers me a lot sometimes, and that's the heat. Yeah. Between March and June, it can get really hot. According to what I found on the internet, average temperatures during that time is 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius. But this last year, it was much hotter than that. Temperatures getting well past 100. What they call the real field temperature or whatever, depending on what app you're using. It could be up to 115. But I really don't go by that because I really don't think that's all that accurate. And of course, the humidity is going to go along with that most of the year. But now then again, September through February, you'll be up in the upper 80s and lower 90s. So yeah, you're going to have a fan on. You're going to have your air con on. It all depends on what your comfort level is. Some people can handle it okay, and others it gets difficult. And I know sometimes it gets difficult for me not to want to throw on that air con. So I try not to, usually just at night when I want to cool off the bedroom and go to bed. I'll talk a little bit more about the weather. And that'd be my number 2 reason why you may not like it here in Cambodia. And that is the rain. Now, I think a lot of people have a misconception that's never been here during the rainy season about the rainy season. A lot of people think, oh yeah, you guys get the monsoons, yeah? It's going to rain for 3 weeks straight and not let up. Well, that's far from the truth. Yeah, it does rain. Between June and October, you're going to get a lot of rain. Yeah, like in October, that's like the rainiest month. You get up to 10 inches for the month. But the way it rains here is kind of like, well, sometimes a little bit in the morning when you wake up, and then it stops raining. And generally the big storms come anytime after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock, sometimes 5 o'clock. And yeah, it can come down like crazy. And I don't think I've ever seen a storm last no more than 2.5, 3 hours. Usually not too much longer than that. But yeah, it can most definitely come down in buckets. You get a lot of rains, lots of flooding. But it also, that's my favorite time of the year, the rain. It also makes things so green. It's been raining here. You can just see all this green all over the place. And it kind of cleans the air up a bit. Now, like in October to February, is the cooler time of the year. And generally you don't get hardly any rain, if any at all. So, but then after that it gets hot. Like I said, on number 1. Now, number 3, I recently did a video about cost of living, and I really wasn't feeling too good when I did it. But I forgot to put a lot of things in there, such as the internet speed. Now, generally, the internet is pretty good here, but then sometimes it can be very spotty, and that goes from day to day. I find early in the morning sometimes the internet gets a little bit slowed down. Why, I don't know. And I'm talking about, 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and it just doesn't want to be all that great. And but I did a couple of tests on internet speed, and I was looking at like 90 megabytes upload and 30 down. I mean, that's great. The upload is great if you're just streaming and all that. But that's not always the case. I have free internet at my apartment. The manager does have a an accelerated internet. That's not, doesn't come standard. He pays a little extra for that, but he plugged me into it, turned me on. He's a really nice guy. And sometimes it'll get really low, like, 8 megabytes upload. And you just, if you're working online, you just really can't do much with that. Yeah, it gets difficult there sometimes. So just keep that in mind if you work online. You can get plans, your own plans, that goes up to, almost like a guaranteed 90 or something all the time. I think that runs about an extra $35 a month. I do pay for a SIM card on my phone so I can get internet when I'm walking around. And that's usually pretty good, but that costs me like $6 a month. And number 4 is driving. I've made a few videos of that. Sometimes it can get awfully crazy. Some expats will get a car, not many at all, but most of them, if they're comfortable with it, they'll buy a motorcycle, a motorbike. If you're prone to road rage, don't ride, don't drive. Because you'll get upset within the first 2 minutes. Yeah, it's just so totally different. I've done the videos on that. There's like kind of no rules. There's a lot of things that you would absolutely not expect in your hometown or your home country. I mean, that's just standard procedure here. Such as driving on the wrong side of the road and then scoot on over into the proper lane that you're supposed to be at. That happens a lot. That freaked me out at first. I'm like, your guy's going down, heading straight for you. It's you just keep on going straight. That's all you can do. And hopefully they don't hit you. But also, if you're not into getting a car or getting a motorbike, they have pass apps and tuk-tuks. The pass app is like an Uber. And that's pretty good, pretty cheap. You're going to find out how much it's going to cost before, you even hop on it. And kind of same with the tuk-tuks. They're a little bit more expensive, but generally speaking, you can get anywhere here in town and see them reap for about $3. This is not like the country you came from if you're coming from one of the Western countries. It's different. The housing can be different. I mean, if you want to pay, $300, $400, $500 a month for an apartment, yeah, you will get a very nice Western style apartment. That's a nice house there. Nice house. And sometimes, if you're paying a little less than that, it's not going to be kind of like what you may be used to in the United States. Like the food is different. You can eat, nothing but Western food here. That's going to cost you. They got lots of restaurants and several supermarkets where you can buy your Western foods, which I go to often to get certain things like, cheese for one. Can't get everything at the wet market if you're wanting to eat Western. And the way things are done, you look at it and go, why are they doing it that way? But, the longer that you stay here, you realize that, that kind of really makes sense, Don't expect it to be like where you came from, and by no means, please, don't try to change it, because it's not going to change and you're going to end up not the happiest person around. Okay, now I want to talk about the last thing I promised about visiting home. If you want to go, yearly for a month or two to go visit your relatives. I looked at some airlines here just to give you an idea of how much it may cost you. And these are round trip. And I looked at these prices that are like 3 months out. So yeah, of course you're going to get it cheaper than usually. But as I've said before, trying to get good plane tickets is like fishing. You just got to keep at it, be very patient. Okay, now all of these are from Phnom Penh. So like from Phnom Penh to LAX, Los Angeles, you're looking at anywhere round trip from $1,000 to $1,200, maybe a little bit more. But you got to watch out the transfers. Sometimes there's only like an hour, hour and a half between, like, you know, in Korea or something. No, you need 3 hours to transfer. But anyways, about $1,200 to LAX. From Phnom Penh to Sydney, and I was surprised at this one because I had heard some of my Australian friends saying it was a bit more, but it was like $600 or $700 round trip. I looked at that a couple of times and it kept on coming up with that 600. So yeah, maybe that's correct, but of course, always do your own due diligence on that. And then from Phnom Penh to London, I've seen it as low as $1,100 to $1,400 round trip. So I mean, that was just going to give you an idea of what it might cost to go and visit your friends and family. And one more thing I might want to add is, hey, if you're still here, you know you're my #1 fans. Have a great day now, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.